taking me home. One thing really do one.
Okay, so remember when I told you guys that when you're placing orders on Sephora, Ulta, and some of the other big brand sites, how they'll give you free samples with your order. You just need to go in and click add samples to cart. Well, today we're going to do a full face of samples. So I'm going to show you guys some of the samples that I got in from Sephora. I got in the Mizani 25 Miracle Cream, which is 25 Benefits, which is a leave-in cream. I'll use that and see how that go. I also went ahead and got in the Christoph Robin, and this is their regenerating mask with rare prickly seed pear oil. So I got a hair mask in. And I also went ahead and got in the Taka Florence, which is the fragrance that I got in for free. So a lot of the things I'm about to show you guys are either promo codes when Sephora sends out the promo codes. If you spend $35, then you can add this to your cart for free, or your 100-point perks, or free samples that you can just go ahead and add to your bag. 100-point perks, I use my 100-point perks either as a dollar amount on my cart, or if it's something that comes across in the little minis that I really, really love that I use when I'm traveling, or just too cheap to really buy the full size one, I'll get several minis that equal out to the full size, so it works for me, even though I hate Sephora's point program. But so one of the first things that I got in was the Caudalie, and this is their Vinyl Pure, which is a purifying gel cleanser. This was a 100-point perk that I went ahead and got in, and this one cleanser will probably last me for a month. And I did go ahead and get in just a free sample of the Fresh Kombucha. This is their facial treatment essence, so I'll go ahead and try it out to see if I want to go ahead and buy the full size one. 100-point perks was the SK2 facial treatment, that essence, that's $100 for the big one. Went ahead and got one of those in just to go ahead and try it. One of their free promos that they sent in was the SK2, where you're able to get, let's see exactly what came in this one. And this one they just sent out. This first one, you get the Radical New Age RNA Power. So you get that. And SK2 is an expensive brand. And you also go ahead and get, so that one is a moisturizing cream, and you get the eye cream, which is a nourishing eye cream as well as part of that perk. And part of the 100-point perks, I did go ahead and get another Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. You guys see me get this and buy this all the time with the 100-point perks program. And 100-point program, I did go ahead and get in the Unseen Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 40. It's water and sweat resistant for up to 40 minutes. This is by Supergoop. So I did go ahead and get that in. And anytime they have the pharmacy, this is the Pharmacy Green Clean Makeup Melt Away cleansing balms. I always go ahead and get them. So I got 3 of those. So that's what you get for hair care and skincare. Now, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to do a full face of actual makeup just from the actual samples. And to be honest with you guys, Urban Decay and some other brands, they used to send out the eyeshadow samples, but they no longer do that anymore. I don't know why. That was such a great way to try eyeshadows if you didn't have a Sephora Ulta in your local city or county, or if you weren't able to get into the store just because of your work schedule, whatever it may be. So I'm going to use the ColourPop Ooh La La pink palette because I am redoing one of my looks I did about 4 years ago. That's what it looks like on the inside, with pink eyeshadow and pink glitter. But one of my friends, she did a look about 8 years ago where she actually used the glitter in her eyebrows. So I'm going to do pink glitter eyebrows today as well. But as far as the face primers, I can either use the Bite Beauty. This is the Change Maker Optimizing Skin Primer. I had only ordered one, but they sent 2, and I was like, I'm not complaining. And then I have the Dior Backstage Face and Body Primer, which is universal, so I could either try that and see how it sits underneath makeup, or I could try the Beauty Blender Primer, which is the Leveler, which is a pore minimizing one. So I think I'm going to go ahead and use the... which one do I really want to use? It gives 24. Okay, so the Dior Backstage gives instant radiant blurring effect instant radiant blurring and plumping effect and 24-hour hydration. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the actual Dior for an actual primer. This is what it looks like in the little thing. So let's go ahead and, oh, it comes out with a little spatula. Wasn't expecting the actual spatula. So let's go ahead and give this a try. And it has enough in here. If you did your makeup every day for a month, you wouldn't run out of this particular primer. So we're gonna go ahead and give this a try and just see how it works with my actual skin. And if you don't have a face as big as mine, then this should probably last you a little bit longer. It smells good too. It smells really, really good. So let's just go ahead and put that on. Just the actual go ahead and prime the skin. So that's what it looks like with the actual primer on. So, like, I can't complain. It feels moisturizing, then it dries down to like a powdery feel. So that's pretty good. For concealer, I'm gonna go ahead and try the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer. I went ahead and got 2 of them as free samples with 2 different orders I had placed. I'm thinking I'm going to be the shade 4 in medium deep. Now I can go ahead with the concealers and the foundation samples that I have. I have what I need to conceal, foundation, bronze, and contour using all cream products. So if it's too dark for whatever reason, I can use one of the lighter shades to lighten it up, or I can use one of the deeper shades for my actual contour bronzer. So we're gonna go ahead and play with that. And as far as foundation is concerned, I did want to go ahead and try out the Rare Beauty foundation. I'm thinking I'm probably going to be the shade 340C. So we'll go ahead and swatch that and see how that actually works, you know. And I went ahead and got the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin. I mean, I already have this as an actual foundation, but I wanted to go ahead and get it because lately I've been loving to use full coverage foundations as actual concealers. So I'll probably go ahead and use this as a contour and one of these as a concealer. It just really depends on how it actually goes. I did go ahead and get the Your Better Skin But Better foundation from IT Cosmetics. I'm thinking that this shade right here is actually my foundation tone. I can use this to darken it up if I need to, or that to lighten it up if I need to. And again, I still have these up here I can use for concealer, and that I can use as an actual bronzer if need be. I did go ahead and get the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. I'm thinking 430 I already know is too dark for me. So with these, I would probably be able to use them for concealers or to lighten up the foundations or whatever it may be. But the big boy I wanted to try out, which is why I got 2 of the samples, was the Pat McGrath foundation. I'm assuming I'm probably going to be this shade right here, even though she looks more or less closer to my skin tone. I'm going to go ahead and use this one and just see how it actually works and just really try to see. And as far as mascara, Anastasia, this is 100 Point Perks, and this is the Lash Brag Volumizing Mascara, so I'll have that to use. And for lips, I had already shown you guys this. I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Demi Matte Liquid Lipsticks. Depending on the look I'm actually going with today, I can choose from any of those shades with the actual lips. More than likely, I'm going to be choosing one of these shades, possibly, maybe not, because I plan on doing the glitter lips, so I don't know. So I have that to actually try with the actual lips. And I did go ahead and get a 100 Point Perk for the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and this is in translucent honey. I just take the stoppers out because these little bitty stoppers on these little things are stupid. You're never going to get any powder out. So I just go ahead and pull the actual stopper out so that way I'm able to use whatever powder I need in the top and displace it on my face and then just dump it back in the container. These containers are really great when you're actually traveling, just so you guys know, just pull the stopper out. So we're going to go ahead and get into the actual brows first. For my actual brows, I'm going to go ahead and use the LA Girl Shockwave Neon. This is a lip liner, but I use it for eyeliner and everything else. And this is in the shade, Fiery. So we're going to go ahead and go into these eyebrows. Before I do that, I need to go ahead and prime my actual eyelids. And these are the other samples of primers that I actually have that actually came in. So right now I'm just looking for an eyeshadow primer, which I don't have. Okay. Yeah, okay, so I don't have any eyeshadow primers that I could actually use. Let me make sure. When I say I keep primers and things when they actually send them to us, I really keep it. This is a face primer, face primer, face primer, face primer. This is a small MAC. Anytime they have these as the free options, I always get the MAC little sprays, and these are just your little MAC priming prep, which are really great to actually take when you're actually traveling. This is the under eye primer type of thing. I need an actual primer for my actual face. So I'm gonna use the Pure Get a Grip Endurance Eyeshadow Primer, since this is the only one that I actually see to actually be able to prime with. So I'll go ahead and use that. And really when I'm traveling, what I'll do is I'll just take and just throw this in the bag and keep it moving. So this is what it looks like, the Pure Get a Grip. And I'll just move it around in the container to make sure it hasn't separated anything and to get it warmed up to go ahead and get it to moving. It's quite a bit of primer in the actual pack. So, and I done put on a whole lot of primer. Now I'll just go in with the actual pencil and I'll go ahead and start to color in my brows. The same way you would do your regular brows is the same way you do colored brows. It just works better if you actually have an actual colored pencil that you're trying to go with. But if not, you can do this with eyeshadow. And I'm just going in and getting this shape down for the most part. But I'm going to show you guys how I'm about to go over it using eyeshadow. But I just want to go ahead and get my shape down first. And now I'm going to go ahead and go into the Ooh La La palette. And I'm going to take the shade Sandbar. And this is on the Crayon Case eyebrow brush. And I'll use that to color in the brows. And then I'll go in and just brush that on through. And just using my hand, I'm just going around and just making sure it's as clean as possible. And that is a pink brow. Of course, you can still see my black hairs going through it, but I'm gonna show you a trick for that. So same thing to the other brow. Okay, so now that we're actually done with the actual colored eyebrows, I got colored stuff everywhere. Let me go ahead and get this off before it gets someplace else. Now we'll go ahead and go in and do the actual eyes. And what I want to do for the eyes is going to be pretty soft for the most part. So I'm going to take Big Sugar, which is kind of a satin a little bit. It's a little bit of a satin. So I'll take Big Sugar on a fluffy brush and I'm going to mix it in with Poodle just a little bit. And then I'll go in and just stamp this through my actual crease. Keeping it pretty low because as I go in to blend it, it's going to blend up pretty hot anyway. But before I go in and blend this out, I just want to make sure that I got my color laid down. And because I am working with glitter, I'm definitely going to tell you to do your face first. And once I got the crease set in the way I want it, now I'll go ahead and take a Sigma Baked Precision P89. And I'm going to go into my Kat Von D Shade and Light. You guys already know the drill. Go into my two colors to go ahead and set down my brows. Because that Get a Grip primer, the eyeshadow primer is sticky, honey. It is sticky. It is causing everything to actually stick. I like that. But now, that I want to go in and start blending, it'll be easier for me to blend and transition this up. And you guys know I always cheat my inner part of my actual eye space. I blend right into my brow on the inner part. And I'm not putting any more product on the brush. It's enough product already on the brush. I'm just going in and blending it out so I don't have any harsh lines. And I'm keeping it as soft as possible. And this color plop shadow is blending beautifully. That blended out beautifully. Now to go in and deepen this shade, same brush, I'm going to go into the shade Sandbar that I did with my actual brows and just use that just to tie in. And I'm going to go ahead and put this all over the lid. And the only thing I'm doing right now is just stamping because that primer is still sticky. So this allows this to stick to it really well without me having to go in with a white base. I like that primer. I'm gonna have to hop on Ulta and order that primer. It's a pretty good primer. And it makes my colors just pop. You can already see how well my colors are popping. And going through my crease, just to go ahead and blend that pink up just a little bit. No extra product. I'm just going in and blending with the 2 shades meet. So I don't have anything harsh going on in my actual crease. And I started low with the products because as you start blending, it always starts to go up higher. So absolutely loving that. I'm going to take this shade called Caddy and see if I can get a little bit of darkness out here on the edges. Is that giving me enough? Oh no, it's turning it purple. Go back over that. Because I want it to stay pink. So, same brush, I'm going to take and just dip a little bit into the black. Just a little bit. Just to go in and add a little bit of depth to the outside of my eye. Just on this little bitty V out here. And I'm not being careful with the blending all out here because all of that's going to get wiped up anyway. But I want to make sure I got just a little bit of definition out here on this outside. So you guys will be able to see the main event. That little purple over there just turned it a little bit more purple than I was anticipating. But not worried. So now that we went ahead and added the depth there, now I get to go in and do the good part. This is going to be the e.l.f. glitter primer. I promise you guys, this is one of the best primers I've had the chance to come across. And it's just the one I always use all the time. And I need to go in here with a smaller brush to actually do the brows. Now to do my brows, I'm going to go in and use the same thing that I'm going to use on the actual lids. I'm going to use the matte glitter in pink hologram. That's such a pretty glitter. And I'm going to mix a little bit of that with Barbie tears. This is like glitter injections. So I'm going to take and put just a little bit of Barbie tears right here in the top. Glitter is a mess. Glitter gets everywhere. I'll be cleaning this glitter up for weeks to come. Now this is all the glitter that I actually put in here. And I'm just going to take just a little bit of the matte, not too much. And I'll go ahead and mix them in the top. Now I can go ahead and take this and just go in here. I'm not using an eyelash glue for this. I'm actually just going to go ahead and use glitter glue. I wanted to be able to do a glitter brow. And I'm leaving the front kind of open a little bit so you can see more of the actual pink coming through in the brow. I probably should have left a little bit more open. So because of that, I'm just going to go ahead and close my eye and just fade some of the glitter back out. There we go. Something like that. Okay, I wiped out too much. Not a problem. Just go in and press a little bit more glitter back into it. There we go. Not quite. Hold on. Let me get rid of some of this glitter. Yeah, there we go. So you can see the pink brow going into the actual glitter. Now, if you guys have a holiday party or something coming up, this is going to be excellent for you. And I go across and I brush away any additional glitter. Because if you don't, child, you're going to have glitter everywhere. And that also helps to pack the glitter down. So you can go across it with your actual finger. And just make sure that the glitter is actually down and out so you won't have glitter constantly falling throughout your actual day. And now I'll go ahead and take another brush. This is just a random brush. And I'm just going to go ahead and go across that eyelid just a little bit. Still working in sections, dipping back into it, close your eye and pat. And I kind of went in at an actual angle right here. And I'll get rid of some of this glitter right here just by scraping while it's still wet. And just scraping off the initial additional glitter. I'm going in and before I open my eye, I'm just going in and going to the lashes and making sure nothing is actually in my actual lashes. So this way, I don't have to worry about a piece of glitter getting in my eye later. This is an important step that a lot of people don't show you when you're working with glitter. Of course, I have a lot of glitter that fell out, but that is one eye. Let's go ahead and do the other eye. Now I can go back in and see where I need to add more glitter glue. And go in and add, just tap. Going back in. And now I'll just go ahead and tap down with my finger to make sure that any and all loose glitter is coming up on my actual finger, and everything that needs to be done as far as mashing anything down has actually been mashed down without additional glitter coming up on me. Now what you guys saw me do, I just went into my tear ducts just to make sure I didn't have any glitter in my tear ducts. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and brush across the actual brow, and I'll go across the lid just to make sure any and all loose glitter is gone. Now it's not much that I could actually do. Just take and just put the glitter back. Glitter gets everywhere. If you're playing with glitter this holiday season, just know you're gonna be playing with it well into 2021. Now how I actually clean up, I'll go ahead and take a simple wipe. And because I am dealing with glitter, most people would just go in with like a tape and just go ahead and use the tape to get it off, but I'm lazy. It's a quick and easy look, but I'll take and add just a little bit of the actual micellar water to the micellar wipes. And you want to do this on one wipe. And then to clean up the way you want it, just go in with one wipe and do it. And then all this glitter that's up here around the actual brows, just wipe it off. Are you going to be able to get rid of all the glitter like this? Nope. That's the reason why I said make sure you go ahead and do your face, your eyes and eyebrows first. That Dior primer is sticky and nice. I like it. And there go your actual eyes. Now, for eyeliner, since I actually did not get an actual eyeliner, none of those were actually free for me. I'm going to use my Huda Beauty Lifeliner. And I'll use my Lifeliner to go in here and line these lashes. That's one eye line. And I love this Huda Beauty liner because it doesn't matter what type of shimmer you use. It doesn't matter if you're using glitter. It doesn't matter what it is. This life liner goes across it and it leaves everything in its path black. I know a lot of people don't like it because, again, you make one mistake and it's done for. Okay, my wings are not going at the same angle. Okay, whatever. There's nothing else I can do in reference to that. And I will go ahead and tight line with it. Just on my actual upper lip. Right here. Because I want the upper part to be super dark. And then I'm going to go in and just a little bit. Not too much. Go into the Anastasia Beverly Hills mascara. And just run that through the lashes. But I'm only doing one coat for right now because I'm not about to put my actual lashes on. And even though I have baby doll small non-existent lashes, this is a pretty good mascara. I like it. Okay, so now that we went ahead and did the eyes and got all the glitter and everything done and out the way. Let's go ahead and add a little bit more primer to what we accidentally wiped off. Fooling around with that actual glitter. I like this primer. Y'all gonna see this in the upcoming Sephora haul. Cause I'm going in and buying this primer. Both of these primers. Now the eyeshadow primer, that I know I can go ahead and get from Ulta. This Dior, I know I have to get that from Sephora. But I like this because it's super moisturizing and sticky. So I like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and see the one that I really wanted to try out the most. I already bought this. Y'all will see this in the upcoming haul. And I bought the It CC cream. So, and I already have this. But these two are the two that I really wanted to see the most about. The Rare Beauty. So let's go ahead and see. I'm thinking both of that one is a tad too light and that one is a tad too dark. But I want to go ahead to the Pat McGrath first. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Medium Deep 27. How much product do they give us in this? Ooh. Okay. So enough. And that's too dark for me. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the Medium 18. And just really see. That's Medium 18, which is too light. And Medium Deep 27 looks like this, which is too red and too dark. Okay, so let's try the Rare Beauty. And this is the 450N, which I'm guessing should be neutral. That is pretty. It's a little too dark for me. But I'm going to take it and make it work anyway. So, we'll go ahead and dot the Rare Beauty around my actual face. And I'm only using one shade of the actual Rare Beauty. because I like how well it just go ahead and actually covers up. So I like that. Now you would probably want to go ahead and use this, do what I'm doing, but do it using an actual brush so that way you don't get like the foundation finger, but we just playing in makeup. So I'm gonna go ahead and take both of the actual Pat McGraths and I'm gonna dot them over my face. In the area where I want more light, I'll go ahead and pick the Pat McGrath. And around the outside, where I like a little bit more depth to my skin, I'll go ahead and use the darker one. So let's see if using the Rare Beauty and the 2 Pat McGraths, let's just see how much coverage we can get with it. So, per usual, you guys already know I'm gonna go ahead and use my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer Setting Spray on a brush. You guys know I always wet my brushes. And we're just gonna go in and see how this blends out and what type of coverage this gives. I didn't color correct or do anything like that. I wanted to. Every part of me wanted to. But I just want to be able to go in here and see what we can actually get. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Now that is definitely too dark for me. But again, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. We got concealers. We got concealers. Don't trip out just yet. Hopefully I ain't lost you. I guess you would just say that's like more or less done with like one layer. And to be honest, okay, you guys can obviously see it's too dark, but it'll work. It'll work. We'll make it work. So that was pretty. Mixing the Rare Beauty and the Pat McGrath together is stunning. But you like, girl, anybody trying to spend Pat McGrath plus Rare Beauty? That's like, Pat McGrath is like, how much is it for this foundation? I think it's like $50-some for the Pat McGrath foundation, and Rare Beauty is what, like $30, so it's $80 for both of them. If I like them on top of this Dior primer and how they actually set, then I don't know, child. I might actually just go ahead and get it. Knowing me, I'll probably just go ahead and get it. But that coverage right there, it did cover up my dark spots. I'm not too heavily tripping with my dark spots or anything. I actually like that. That's pretty. It looks super weird compared to my scalp color, but we'll fix it. We'll make it work. Okay, so Pat McGrath and Rare Beauty, yes, I actually really, really love those. So let's go ahead and go into this Estee Lauder. I'm going to go ahead and use my Anise Beauty Concealer Brush, but let's go ahead and go into the Estee Lauder Double Wear Radiant Concealer. And this shade is going to be too deep. We're going to use 3N Medium Neutral. And that's too deep. That's too deep. Yeah, that's pretty much the same color that I got on right now. That's too deep. So I'm going to go ahead and use 2N Light Medium Neutral. And dang, why both? Okay, there we go. So we're using 2N Light Neutral for the actual concealer. Uh-oh. And I'm just working it in with my fingers. I know a lot of artists and people actually just work their products in with their actual fingers before I go in with an actual brush. I really do like the radiance of both of these together. And I like the stickiness of the actual Dior. Yeah, it'll start to blend in more. You see how this side of my face is more settled down more now? Yeah. And this side of my face is just a little teeny too much. So yeah. So going into the second one, since I already used everything off of the actual first one, and using this to go ahead and do the next one. I guess this is a testament to just how well the products actually work and how you don't need a lot of product. Because, you know, normally we go in and we draw triangles all down the place. But you clearly don't need to do that with this. And I'm not getting anything that's lifting or acting weird or acting funny. I'm not getting anything weird that's happening with it. So these products work and blend well together. And it is creasing a little bit. The concealer is creasing, but I'm not holding that against the concealer because I have creasy lids anyway. I haven't used a brush or anything with a concealer. That was just me going in and using my actual finger. And that looks beautiful. Now, I want to be super dramatic with this look. Like, super, super dramatic with this look. So, I do want to go in and add some depth to the look. And because that concealer went so far and it looks so beautiful, for me, the shade that I would use is going to be the Estee Lauder 2N Light Medium Neutral. That's the one I would go ahead and order from Ulta. That looks beautiful. And I really don't have to add any more dimension because it looks like I've already went in and bronzed. But I told you guys I was going to show you how I go in and bronze with these products anyway. So, which one would be better for me to go in and bronze with? I'm going to go into... These are all neutral. So... I'm going to use the 7N Ultra Deep Neutral, which will probably be a little too dark, but... And I'm going to do this using my Makeup Forever 108 brush. Ooh, child. Yeah, we're not going to need a lot of this to get stuff done. I just want to go in and just hit these cheeks just a little bit. And a little bit of this concealer goes a really long way. A really long way. See how it cut my cheeks so beautifully right there? It's really cutting my cheeks right here on this side. See how I just cut those cheeks? I think we can go in and cut a little bit more on this cheek. And I'm just taking this into my hairline and around my actual face. Now let's go ahead and cut off a little bit of this double chin down here. I can promise you that a little bit of this, girl, a little bit of this goes a very long way, and I just tapped into it. We found out Estee Lauder didn't found the holy grail to catfishing and hiding fat stuff. Yeah, see how I just completely got rid of that. So let's just take just a little bit under the lip and down the nose a little bit up into the brow, just to add some definition to my face. And I always go in under my lip even though I don't need to, because it'll make your lip appear to be a little bit bigger. And because I'm going for such a dramatic look, I'm taking and blending this. And I'm taking a brush right here into my cupid's bow and underneath my nose. So it shades underneath my nose right here. And I like my nose to pop out on my face, so I always go around my actual nose and add those shadows back so my nose pops out on my face, even though, you know, I got a nose anyway. Okay, so what do you guys think? Mind you, I haven't said I did anything yet. I got a little bit of creasing under the eyes, but not a lot. Okay, so if you guys like this video of me using samples to actually do my actual makeup, then we still got the Makeup Forever, we got the Bounce, and we still got the It to actually use for next time. But I'm liking this. You guys see how smooth it looks and how even and healthy it looks? It looks so good to the point to where I'm going to use a Juvia's Place J123 Tapered Blush Brush. And I'm going to the setting powder from Laura Mercier. And this is the Honey setting powder. And I'm just going to go in here with my finger, using the warmth of my fingers just to make sure I blend out any and all creasing or if product has tried to move underneath my eyes before I actually go ahead and set it down. And I'm going to use that powder to go ahead and set my entire face. I do have oily skin. If I didn't have oily skin, I probably would not have had to set it because the radiant and glow that it gave was so freaking beautiful. But, you know, oily skin problems. I know how to put that glow back. But I'm using just a little bit to go in here and just set everything down so my makeup doesn't move. Because I have oily skin, I have to set my makeup down or it'll be a hot mess. It'll be all over the place. And I'm not having to use a lot of the powder because the Dior, even though it's very radiant, the Rare Beauty and all of that was pretty radiant itself. What I noticed is they were setting down themselves pretty fast. Like I was having to go in and work pretty fast with them. Now, the areas of my face where I know I need a little bit more help as far as setting is concerned, I'll go ahead and put just a little bit more powder right here where I normally get oily. And down my actual smile lines. I'm literally using the brush to stamp in the product. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put just a little bit more powder around my mouth now that I went ahead and wiped off the chapstick. Because it's gonna help what I'm about to do next. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the actual eyes and no extra product on the brush. Let's make sure I'm not accidentally, no. Let me not even play. I'm just gonna go into another brush because I forgot I had black on that. And I'm just gonna go up underneath here and I'm gonna go ahead and go back into Sandbar. And I'm gonna use that to smoke out underneath my actual eyes. We'll go ahead and add the red. I'm using it in the waterline. And also as an actual liner. I mean the base for my shadow, sorry guys. Now I'll go back in here to this pink. And the first thing I'm doing is just stamping. And then I'll go ahead and blend that out. Going pretty deep and down with it. Just stamping to set it since it is an actual cream product. And then blending. Now I'll go ahead and go back into the actual black just to add a little definition in between my lashes. And I'll use a regular eyebrow brush just to go in here underneath my lashes. And get as close to that lash line as possible. And I'm bringing it in probably about a little bit more than 2/3 of the way. Just to give my eyes more definition, but still keep it actually open. Now for the inner part of the actual eye, just going into a regular pencil brush and going ahead and wetting my pencil brush just a little bit. I'm gonna go into, which one of these? Ooh, this one right here. This tickled shade, which is really flaky. They're really pretty super shock shades when they're in this formula. To get that glitter stuff, they do come across pretty flaky. That's the reason why I went ahead and wet my brush for this particular step. And then I'll put the base down and blend that out to the actual inner corner. And then I'll go back in and wet it. And now I'll go ahead and pack on the actual color. And I'll take it up into the glitter. Just to give it that more wide open look. Now, going into the actual gold shade, I'm gonna take just a little bit. This I don't need to wet because I just want to go ahead and add just a little bit of highlight underneath the brows. Remember, this is going to be your New Year's look, planning makeup look, or whatever it is you plan on doing. Or to just prom makeup, or whatever it is you're trying to do or planning to do. Looking at this. And I'll go back into that pink on a brush. And just make sure I'm adding my tails back pink. Remember I told you guys it was a little tricky to do to controlling the actual glitter. And that's it for the actual eyes. Now I don't have anything else that I could actually let's go ahead and do, these are the $1.50, $2 lashes I got off of, I'm gonna leave the information for you guys, but this is in the style 811. I've already went ahead and trimmed them, so it wouldn't take me too long to do this part. I'm using my House of Lashes clear lash glue. Because the eyes are so pretty, I don't want anything to actually overwhelm the actual eyes with all this work we've done. But I do need something that's strong enough to support this type of look. You can't go timid with the lashes on a look like this, guys. You're gonna need something that's strong enough to support this type of look, or it's gonna look weird. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you it's gonna look weird. And I only use just a little bit of the, okay, I put on way too much lash glue. Jesus Christ, that's way too much lash glue. It is a such thing as putting on too much lash glue that'll actually cause and start your lashes to start lifting up. And they'll look weird. Clean that up. While it's still wet, I implore you to clean that up. And let's go ahead and add my molds back on my actual face. Let's be productive. Adding my molds back to my actual face. Let's go in here while I'm just sitting here. And I'm gonna go ahead and go into, this is the Superstay Full Coverage Powder Foundation and shade 362 Truffle. And I'm gonna use just a little bit of this to go in and define my contour sections. Not a lot. Going in with the fluffy brush. Just to add the definition back. And since I actually don't have a blush to actually use, this is by Sleek Cosmetics. This is their blush by 3. And this is in Pink Spirit. I'm going to go ahead and use this light pink in the middle. Right here, just on the apples. And this pink right here, which is a little bit darker, back here on the back part. Now you'll see over here on this eye, everything looks perfect as far as the way it should look. But on this eye, I came down just a little too deep. I'll just take and clean that up. Use your translucent powder to help clean up different things that you need to have cleaned up. So I'm gonna let that sit there while it actually cleans it up. And I'll let it sit down my nose. To go ahead and bring a highlight back to my actual nose. All right, let's go ahead and put these lashes on. Now I brought you guys in a little bit closer. I guess I could turn up the light so you can see it a little bit better. But now I'm gonna go in and just cover the lash band. Because you want to make sure that you clockable as hell with all this glitter, but you don't want to be clockable. Okay, so you can see that little flecks of glitter on my face. It's not much I can do with that. Trying to get the little flecks of glitter off of you, whatever. But I want to go ahead and do some glitter lips. So this is going to be, I'm going to use Barbie Tears, another glitter injections. That was a different one. I'm gonna have to show you guys that different one, but I'm gonna use this on the actual lips. I'm gonna use my To Die For Cosmetics. Now that you have the glitter on, go in and press it down. And you can still feel the areas where it's still a little tacky. Just pick up a little bit more glitter and press it down. And all you're gonna do is take a clean brush and make sure you get all the glitter off and just brush any excess glitter off. And there are the actual lips. So this is what we're looking like so far. Oh, now for the highlighter, I want to use 2 different highlighters to go in and highlight. So for both of these highlighters, I'm going to use the Natasha Denona single eyeshadow in Abade, which is a really pretty gold. And I'm using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder. This is the limited edition and Caught in Your Web. This is more of a holographic type of highlighter, which is too light for my skin tone. And then this is just a pure gold that I actually come across. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put it on and mix it in with the Wet n Wild. And I'll go ahead and put that in right here on the tops, just to give a little bit of light to my actual skin. And then I'll go in and blend it out. And there we go with the actual look, with the actual highlighter. That's a little bit pink. I know you're like, woo, that looks a little bit bright, Leah. Just go in and just tame it down. There's nothing else additional on this brush. I'm just using this just to tame it down just a little bit. Both of those are super pigmented. But this is what it looks like up close. And all I did was go back in and use the Anastasia on the actual bottom lashes and go ahead and do that. And I did go ahead and set my face with the Milk Hydra Grip in the actual Urban Decay All-Nighter. Now that I have all of that done and completed, I can go back in and address this. No, this one over here that seems to be bleeding just a little bit. Just go on my fingers and just smooth it out. That's all I'm doing. And the final set. And then I'll go ahead and take a damp sponge, which I did earlier, and just go across everything. So now everything just will mash in. And there go the actual look. What do you guys think? I'm gonna pull you guys out and show you everything from a different distance. But what do you guys think? That's your look. Okay, so I know you guys always say you want to see my complete outfit and everything, but literally all I do is put on the top or something like that to actually film and be cute in the actual video. But underneath it's just like sweatpants or, you know, just whatever. But I'll go ahead and show you the top. This is a crop top from Fashion Nova that I absolutely love and adore. So this is the actual look. What do you guys think as far as the top is concerned? Okay, so this is the actual look. Of course, I'm gonna pull you guys in a little bit closer so you can see the completed final look from a distance. But this is the final look. I just went ahead and just flat ironed my hair a little bit and just threw some curls in my actual hair. But from a distance, this is what you guys would actually see versus when I pull you in closer and you're like super up close to it. This is what anyone who's looking at you, like if you decide to actually redo this look or do a variation of this look from a distance, this is what they'll see. The eyebrows actually look like a darker pink. And then the glitter on the lips, and the glitter on the lips is really what's poking out with the actual look. Of course, you can see the glitter on the eyelids too, but it's not until someone gets closer to you that you can actually notice that the eyebrows are actually glitter eyebrows. So now I'm gonna pull you guys in a little bit closer. Okay, I hate these freaking straps. I always just cut them off because they always get in the way, and I never actually use them to hang my shirts or do anything with my shirts. Okay, that's better. Ooh, Jesus. That's a whole lot better. So this is the actual look. And with my beauty light being so bright, you really can't tell from a distance that is, you know, a little bit too dark for me as far as the makeup is concerned, unless you're looking like right here at my neck and you can tell something is off. But this is the actual look. Again, from a distance, the eyebrows are looking just a little bit darker, but I'm gonna pull you in a little bit closer so you can see a little bit more detail with the actual brows. Okay, so here we are. Here we are a little bit closer up, and I'm really loving the eyebrows. Like, I absolutely adore the eyebrows. But again, you can actually take bits and pieces from the actual look just to kind of see, you know, what makes sense for you. If you want to go all out for New Year's or just whatever it may be. This can be a once a month look for me. Like, I don't need a special occasion to do this. But yeah, absolutely love it. And the glitter in the eyebrows isn't too overpowering, but the pink and everything kind of really stands out and ties the look together for me personally. Only thing would have been different if I'd have threw on a pink wig, but you know, you guys know I don't do wigs. But if I had a pink wig, I would have most definitely thrown on a pink wig. What do you guys think? Okay, so that's gonna be the actual final completed look and everything. If it's anything in this process that you guys would have actually done yourselves, did you actually think you could do almost a full face of makeup with just using the actual samples and things that came in? If you have samples that are just sitting around the house that you aren't using, for the most part, the way they send the samples out is pretty much hitting about 70 to 80% of most complexions out there. You can take and mix different samples that you have, different colors, and within the actual different brand that you guys actually receive, and do your foundation, go ahead and do your concealer and everything else. But yeah, so this is pretty much the end of the video. Today is, I think, December 28th, so this video is going to go up for you guys. I'm going to have my filming schedule and everything laid out for the rest of the week, so you guys will definitely have something. But this is a New Year's look using a full face of samples, except for the actual glitter and eyeshadow and eyelashes and eyeliner, because I didn't have that as an actual sample, but everything else is an actual sample. Even the Kat Von D, this was a beauty perk that we had received. This is actually one of the beauty perks we had received. Spent $35 with the Natasha Denona brand earlier this year, and you got this shade or a different shade for free. So that was a free eyeshadow in and of itself. So thank you, YouTube, so much for coming and spend some time with your girl. I know this was a long video, but I wanted to show you guys the actual process. You guys know I don't care when you watch me in the morning, evening, afternoon, late at night. I'm just happy that you chose to come spend some time with your girl. Thank you. As always, be safe during this holiday season. If you guys are about to get ready to go out for New Year's, or you're staying at home and you're doing something small, or you're staying at home in your PJs and like, fuck that, coronavirus is everywhere. Whatever you're choosing to do for New Year's, be safe, be happy, and definitely I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in 2021. Bye, YouTube.